Good morning, church. My name is Lonnie Ridgway. Funny story, I met Pastor Chris actually when I was about 9 or 10 years old. He actually lived a couple trailers down. And Pastor Chris comes over, and before he was Pastor Chris, he's just a weird white guy with some crazy hair. He's like, "What's up, man?" And he's like, "Hey, you want a skateboard?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." He gave me a skateboard, and I put that skateboard in a shed, and I don't think that skateboard saw the light of day. And that's actually how we got introduced. One day, I got it in me to put my testimony on video. Pastor Chris saw that, and he said, "Hey, look, I got an opportunity for you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to start a church for people like you, people like me. You know, skinny jeans, tattoos, people who are creative." He said, "We're going to start a church like that, just for raw people. And we want you to be the high school leader." And I was like, "I'm game." I had a bad encounter with an emotional high school kid, and the whole time I was thinking, like, I'm not supposed to be doing high school ministry. So we started Unchained. What is Unchained and why did I start it? Like, what's the vision behind it? In my mind, there's a group of people who are just kind of left out of the church. Youth group is covered, and then you have these young adults having babies and getting married, and they're kind of covered, but then there's this gap of college age in between that are usually not covered, and that's the gap where a lot of college kids kind of go crazy. That's the kind of group that I wanted to get in on because I fell in that point in my life. So I wanted to provide a place for that kind of age group, a place that people can grow in community and while growing in their faith. And so, you know, Unchained's going well, and of course, this is a type of church where leaders build leaders, build leaders, build leaders. We're not just leading people, we're building people to lead other people. And we had a lot of female leaders, but we didn't have any male leaders. So I was specifically praying for male leaders. And then March 2016, on an Unchained Friday, a guy by the name of John Imperial walks through the door.
And as soon as we entered the doors, we were just welcomed by people. I remember Jessica Allison being there. Lonnie greeted us right away. It just feels like a good place to be in. And we had a pretty good discussion. Lonnie gave a wonderful message that night. After that, I just remember telling Moses, "Dude, this is the group that we're looking for."
They love the community, they love the connection. They show up to church on Sunday. At the same time, I was still praying for leaders. And then one day I woke up, and, you know, God speaks to me differently. He kind of just puts like sentences in my head that just kind of come out of left field. But I immediately thought, like, man, John could be a leader.
Probably my second or third time of going to Unchained, Lonnie reached out to me and he asked me if I wanted to do a Bible study with him. And I was like, okay, this guy looks trustworthy. Why not? You know, he's the leader of Unchained. I feel like it's going to be cool. It's going to be a good experience for me.
During the course of this Bible study, I'd ask him always the questions like, "Hey, man, if you were leading Unchained, what would you do? What's some changes that we could make?" And he started making some statements and some comments, and I started implementing them and just continued to go on.
He would ask me, "What would you do differently if you were the leader of Unchained?" He asked me if I wanted to lead discussions or even share a message if I wanted to.
I kind of pushed him without him knowing into leading more and more and more. And I think pretty soon he got the idea.
He just started challenging me more and more, asking me every time, "Hey, can you speak this week?" Or "Do you want to lead discussions this week?" and all that.
And then one day I actually told him, "Hey, you need to do the drop," which happens on Sunday.
I didn't have much choice. It was more of a command than anything. He told me, "You're gonna do the drop." It was a Thursday, and I had to give the drop Sunday.
And John got up there and he did the drop, and he absolutely killed it. But what the drop did is I think it showed everybody that, hey, this is a leader, and not only is he a leader, but he needs a platform to lead.
I remember one of our meetings, he told me that he was gonna do something else, and it's time for me to be the leader of Unchained.
He had it in his head that, yeah, I think I could be the leader. But then sometimes he'd come back, like, "No, I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to do that. I don't know if I can." I was like, "John, shut up and just kind of muscle up. Come on, man."
I just started praying about whether this is God's direction for me. To be honest, I can't deny. I felt like this was really the next step that I needed to take, that God wanted me to take. I talked to Lonnie, and he probably already knew what I was gonna say or what my answer was, and I told him, "Yes, I'm ready to be the leader of Unchained."
And so today, I'm so excited to tell you that John Imperial is now the Unchained leader. Over the course of knowing John, John has become way more than a person that I just do ministry with. He's become more like a brother. He's somebody that I actually look up to, somebody who challenges me and encourages me, especially when I need it. He's someone who loves people. And most importantly, he loves God. Him being in this position, this will absolutely make Heart of the City better going into this 2018 year.
Transitions like this is what makes Heart of the City an awesome church to be a part of. We're growing and we're constantly trying to raise up leaders, and I'm just really thankful for the opportunity to serve you guys. I love this church.